So, not sure when first grade started. I guess it's probably 1980, 1981 school year. Now, in first grade, for whatever reason, I had been befriended by Jeffrey Flint. I had shown up. I have discussed this on these videos before several times. I had shown up several days late to the first day of class because I had been in Greece. So I showed up, and when I was brought into the class to first grade, Mrs. Schulman's, that's Schulman, Schulman, Schul, not Schuld, Schulman. Anyway, for whatever reason, Jeff, and there was like a space, all the kids were sitting on the ground, and Jeff Flint, he was like, oh, gesturing to me to sit next to him, and we became friends for whatever reason. Oh, counterfactual, dear David Lewis. Oh, counterfactual. Let's see. Schulman. Etymology. Yiddish roots. School. Teacher. Schoolman. Schulman. Teacher. Scholar. Schulman. Mrs. Schulman. If I had been Mrs. Schulman, that's the first thing that I would have taught. Is the meaning of her name. I would have taught the kids that her name was German and that it meant roughly teacher. Jeffrey Flint was involved with his father, David Flint. David Flint was an immigrant from Britannia, from the United Kingdom. He came over shortly after World War II, I guess. David did. I guess David had, although he never told me or us, I mean, certainly he never told stories, so far as I can remember, in my presence, of there being, he and his family being in the London tube system when London was being bombed by the Nazis. So anyway, David and Jeffrey had, I'm really curious about the archetypal relationship between British fathers and their boys. And especially now, of course, because culture is much more fluid and heterogeneous, intra-heterogeneous, or, internally heterogeneous culture is now. I don't know if it's even the same question to inquire about fathers and sons in the UK now. But David and Jeff were involved with an organization called the Indian Guides, marvelously politically malformed word, referring not to the culture or nation of India, but Native Americans. So this was a organization for middle class American, likely Caucasian, although not necessarily, even though we were all Caucasian. I do remember that, to my recollection anyway. Fathers and sons, but really young boys. So Indian Guides turns out that it was highly demanding activity. There were meetings. There were like weekly meetings. It was probably monthly. And the meetings were always at someone's house, one of the boys' house. And then I remember we had Indian Guides meetings at Konstantine's house a couple of times. His house, it was almost like a bed sit. It was a tiny one bedroom apartment in Santa Monica. I could tell you exactly how to find the apartment, and then I'll stop this video. You take Pico Boulevard all the way down to the beach. You turn left on Ocean Park or Ocean Avenue. On the corner of Pico and Ocean Avenue is a property that Konstantine used to own. He ran it as Tom's Number 5 Chili Burgers in the early 80s. That's the corner of Pico and Ocean Avenue. Then, for quite a number of years, it was a Cha-Cha Chicken. And even that extended even into like 2000s and stuff. It's a Cha-Cha Chicken. I don't know what it is now. So if you go left, so you go down, you're going down Pico. You're going down Pico straight toward the beach. And you're almost, if you go past Ocean Park or Ocean Avenue, whatever that is, you kind of go down a little hill and then you're just right at the beach. And then you hit like a hotel, a kind of resort, like kind of beach hotel. Maybe it's the Breakers or something. I don't know. I've been to weddings there before. But anyway, you come to that corner at Ocean Parkway or Ocean Avenue in Pico, you turn left. And I forget the address, but it's just a small building right there. It's about 5 units. And I'll tell you the exact number. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's a 4-unit building. Because downstairs, Konstantine had a next door neighbor because he owned the building and he lived there. So he had a next door neighbor on one side and then next door neighbor on the other side. And then upstairs was, what were their names? It was a whole family that lived there. And he was always trying to get them out because he wanted the top apartment, which was fucking brilliant apartment. But it was Santa Monica rent control, so there's no way to get anybody out of their apartment if they don't want to leave in Santa Monica. Oh, there were court battles. I remember those court battles. I forget the guy's name. It'll come to me, though.